Hey folks, it's Carwick Wormblade. I'm coming to you today because I've actually been asked on how I spent my training points. Well, I'll show you guys how I've spent my training points as an ice. Also, I will show you guys how I spent my training points with my storm. And also my balance. These will all be different videos at different times, but we're going to start with my ice because that's my main, and let's get started, and I'll show you some of the places where you can get some of them. Alright, now with my ice, obviously I have all the good stuff for my ice, but I trained Myth, I trained Vaporize, which is the Dispel. Ninja Pigs was a drop from Lore Master. Yay. Anyways, I'm not Myth, but yeah. I do have Ninja Pigs. But I trained Vaporize. I also trained Life, but I also trained Life Dispel as well. Because there's a lot of people, especially in PvP, that like to cast life spells and heal themselves and all that good stuff. Well, I personally have the Life Mastery, so all these spells cost a lot less for me. But I did train up to Satyr, and Satyr's a very good spell. But if you're a lower level, I mean not lower level, but if you don't have the Life Mastery, sorry, I would advise, if you want to train Life, train just up to Sprite, which I think is like 4 training points, because it's still a nice spell to have, it's still a nice healing spell to have, and it only costs 1 pip. Plus you also get the Legion Shields, which come in handy too. I have Goat Monk, which was a drop from Lore Master again. I get all these spells I don't need from Lore Master. Anyways, but yeah, Satyr's a very good spell to have, and Spirit Armor comes in handy once in a while too, if you want to train up to Spirit Armor. I think that's like 5 training points. But like I said, you might want to, if you do want to go with some Life, you can go with the Sprite up to, at least go with Life up to Sprite, because it's only 1 pip, and it still gives you healing over time, which is good. I also trained Death up to Fate. And I picked up Infection because that's another good PvP spell for PvPers. As you can see, yeah, I had to pick up a whole bunch of other goods. I do have a Death Mastery, but I don't really use it because I'm not really interested in it, because I got it from a drop from Luska in Waterworks. Pain in my butt. I got a couple of them from her, from Luska. Anyways, but yeah, Fate's a very good spell to have because obviously it gives you a lot more damage. I did train a bunch of different balance spells. I trained up to Weakness, because Weakness is very nice in PvP. Weakness is also very nice when you're questing too, because it comes in handy. You can put it on a boss so you don't take as much damage, especially when you're getting low on health and you need to heal up. I did train Elemental Blades and Elemental Spear, which are very good for the piercing. Before we had Shadow Magic, yeah, now we have Shadow Magic, so Elemental Spear is kind of obsolete, but it's still nice to have once in a while. I did train Elemental Traps because I do solo a lot of things, and it's nice to be able to enchant it with a Potent Trap, and then I can have double traps. I also did train Reshuffle, obviously, because I do solo a lot of things, so it's nice to have the ability to get all my cards back. Now with the Astral Spells, the reason I have this one trained is because this is the healing one. Now, the reason I trained it was for when I'm running Jade, because I can actually buff up my healing spells, all my healing spells, which is very good. Mostly, yeah, I have Potent and Sharpened, of course, and then I have all the enchants up to Colossal. I do have Cloak, which I do use in PvP as well. I picked up the Shift Dread Paladin, which is first for Ice Skull. You know, it gives you, it's a polymorph, but for 1 round, and then it hits. It's not an actual polymorph that stays for so many rounds. It's a good spell because it does put a trap on the boss. I have used it on a couple occasions. And I do have Sleet Storm and Infallible, which is my skull specific right here, the Sleet Storm. And before we had Sleet Storm, which is the skull specific buff, you know, I had Amplify, and I had Berserk. I have Empowerment, Fortify, Amplify, Vengeance. But Amplify was what I used before we got Sleet Storm. Fortify is just nice because, like I said, I do solo a lot of things, and I do need the extra resist, even though I do have some really good resist. Empowerment's just nice for extra pips if you want them. I'm not saying this is what you should train. This is what I had trained over the years. Then you have the Dark Nova and the Shadow Sentinel, which you get as free skull spells, which are pretty much... This one's good. This one's kind of eh. This is good when I'm in my Jade. Shadow Strikes, obviously, is a must for almost any skull, if you want to hit. That's pretty much how I spent my training points. But, yeah, most of the training points I spent were before, like I said, before we had Shadow Strike, and, you know, I needed to be able to pierce through things. Like I do have Ice Spear as well. And, I'll show you where you can get some of these, because some people don't remember or don't recognize where you can get them. Even, I'll even show you guys where you can get your Mass Prisms if you don't know. Alrighty, well, let's get to it, and I will show you where you can grab these. I will be back. Okay, I'm back with the first area. It's right by Mindy Pixie Crown. If you open up the map, it's not too far into Colossus. There's a little like hideaway over here I'm going to take you into. Right over here. See? Oh, there's even people over here. But there's this little place here. And, yeah, you go in here. It's her little hideaway. Mildred Farseer. Okay, well, anyway, she has, like, the life traps. She has reshuffle. If you don't have reshuffle, she has all the different skulls for the spells. If you want to train them, but reshuffle's a big one. You know, I do recommend reshuffle because you never know when you're going to run into a problem with it. A lot of people say reshuffle's obsolete. Well, you know, because you can buy the TC. But you know, it's still nice to have. I still think it's nice to have. Anyways, this is where you get reshuffle, and this is where you get life trap for life, and this is where you get the different skull dispels. Alright, I will be back at the next area. Alright, well, we're here at Sergeant Major Talbot, who's actually right at the beginning of Croctopia. We're going to start with him, and I'm sure you guys know where this place is, but there's a boat over here. We're going to go take a little quick boat ride. And now I got a little bit of lag. Alright, we're going to take a boat ride over here to the other island. And while we're on our way over here, we're going to see Niles, who's the balance tree. And he has, this is where you can get your spirit trap, your spirit blade, your elemental trap, and your elemental blade. like the ones that I have trained. This one here, this elemental blade and the elemental trap. So we'll go to a couple more places and show you. But in Celestia, there's a lot of trainers in Celestia, so I'm not going to really go through all the trainers in Celestia, but I will take you to a couple other places that you might not know offhand. So I'll be back shortly. Alright, well, I was going to take you guys to a couple more trainers in actual Avalon. Just realized I don't have member right now, but you know, I do have a lot of areas opened because I bought the areas with crowns. What I'll do is I'll be back on my balance, and I will take and show you those other trainers I was talking about. I will be back shortly. Alright, we're back. As soon as we come into Avalon, we're going to go over here to the Wild, because there's actually two trainers here. And the first trainer is right over here in Toadstool Village. It's Casey the Ponycorn, which some people actually forget, but remember, I am under my balance. He's kind of out of training points, but this is where you get the death, life, myth, fire, ice, and storm dispels, or not dispels, prisms, the mass prisms. My fault. But not too far from here, there's another little city, a little town, village, I should say. Anyways, over here, we're gonna head over here. We're gonna avoid some critters. Yeah, these wildfire trents we're gonna run around. And we're gonna come into Fire Elf Village, I think is what it's called. Yes. And there's a trainer way back here at the end. And it's Inya Firemoon. And this is where you train your fire spears, your ice spears, your storm spears, your life spears, your mist spears, and your death spears. She also has the two balance ones. Being I'm under my balance, I can show you. She has she has the elemental spear and the spirit spear as well. But these are all school specific. They're all free to your school. But yeah, just kind of wanted to let you guys know where a couple of these extra hidden trainers were, because people really don't remember, or they just kind of blow off the trainers. They just do the quests and go right on past. But yeah, there is a couple trainers out there that are there for things for your school. Yeah, this is Carwick Wormblade, signing off. Peace. I'm out of here. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like if you liked the video, all that good stuff. Yeah, peace. I'm out of here. Until the next video.